Hi, welcome to Cam Look, your daily dose of the Cincinnati Art Museum. My name is Sarah Wenner, and today's artifact is the Four Deities Incense Altar from Palmyra. Palmyra was an economic and cultural hub in central Syria. It was technically part of the Roman world, but it also had a lot of connections with the East due to the caravan trade. And the caravan trade brought not only economic prosperity to the city, but it brought a lot of visitors, both from the Greco-Roman West and from the Arab East. And it made this really interesting confluence of cultures. And it made a very cosmopolitan city. So we see that cosmopolitan nature reflected in today's artifact, which is believed to be an incense altar due to the dip on the top of the object, but it doesn't appear like it was ever used. The first deity that we see is this standing deity with a radiant crown, trousers, and a Roman cuirass. It's the body shield that was often worn by Roman emperors. There were a handful of gods from Palmyra that did eventually adopt this outfit, but we can't figure out exactly which specific deity this depicted god is supposed to be. Our second figure is a seated female figure that we believe is a lot. Now, we have come to this identification based on her seated position, her sphere, and her head covering, but she's missing her lions, which she is so often depicted with. So it's a little strange. Our third deity is this indigenous male deity. He's got this awesome mustache and he's wearing this long tunic. So he's effectively dressed in the indigenous costume of the Palmyrans. Now, there are a number of Palmyran gods that were dressed as such, and we're not sure exactly which one he's supposed to be, but he might have been connected with the caravan trade, and his costume reflects the harsh environment in which he lived and worked. The fourth deity that we see appears a little bit more familiar to those of us who live in the classical world, at least. He might look like Poseidon because he's got this trident and he's got the face beard and his hair, and he's holding a serving dish, which was often used for libations. Now, the god didn't leave libations, but it might have helped the viewer identify this as a religious object. So the problem here is that there's also an Apamæan god that has similar characteristics and also carried a trident. So why do you think we don't know who these deities are? Is it just because we simply don't know enough about the classical world or the ancient Near and Middle East? I mean, there's a lot we don't know about those cultures. But is it also possible that these deities were purposely ambiguous so that different individuals from this very cosmopolitan city could look at the altar and see who they needed to see? Let me know what you think.